Hey everyone, as what's sort of tradition on this channel, I am now just releasing my 500 subscriber special. At the time of recording, we are at 538 subscribers, and I thank you all for sticking around and watching my videos. It's crazy to think that my 100 subscriber special was only posted last year in April, and the amount of growth this channel has gone through since then is ridiculous. Anyway, to celebrate this subscriber milestone, I'll be going over my 2022 Nerf loadout. Most of my gear has been changed since last year's loadout video, so I think it's worth making an updated video, though depending on when you're watching this, it might already be outdated. Like I said in the last loadout video, this is not a guide to what gear you should buy, but I'll try to leave links to everything in either the description or a pinned comment if something piques your interest. To start off, I'll go over the stuff I wear under all my tactical gear. I'm almost always wearing my Cine Nerf shirt. It's made of that technical material that wicks sweat, which is great for keeping you cool when running around all day. If it's not too hot, I'll be wearing my AEM-01 tactical hoodie on top. I love the way this thing looks, and it even has Velcro panels for a few patches, including my bra and G&K patches. It's still fairly cool and comfortable to wear on slightly warmer days, but I am planning to order the summer version of this hoodie as soon as it's available to keep the look of my loadout consistent throughout the year. Half of the Nerf hobby is looking cool after all. On my lower half, I've ditched the jeans for a pair of Gear G3 combat pants in multicam black. These have built-in knee pads which are great for protecting your knees while kneeling on outdoor fields or while tactically sliding on indoor fields without having to have to worry about them coming loose while running. For my footwear, I wear a pair of Under Armour Valset's 1.5 tactical boots in Coyote Brown. These are a great pair of shoes that feel like a mix of normal running shoes and tactical boots, so they provide both good ankle support while also being easy to run in, making them perfect for both indoor and outdoor fields. I don't think Under Armour makes this specific model anymore, since it seems to be sold out everywhere, but they do seem to make a newer version in black only. Moving on to my tactical gear, I'll start from the top. On my head, I'm wearing a generic black tactical fast helmet I got from Tac Toys. I got hella scammed on this thing, spending $75 for a cheap plastic helmet that I could have paid like $30 for on Aliexpress. The NVG shroud is even off center. It serves its purpose though, so unless something happens to it, I'll probably be keeping it for a while. I do have an Gear helmet cover with an NVG battery pouch on it in multicam black. This holds my 15,000 mAh power bank, which I use to charge my GoPro in between games. Moving the power bank from the back of my vest to the back of my helmet was a game changer, as it allows me to remove my helmet without needing to unplug the charging cable or worrying about the cable getting tangled on things. My iPro are a pair of Bolly snowboarding goggles I got on sale at Costco years ago. I don't know what model they are, but they are fairly similar to the Freeze model of goggles. I've put them underneath the helmet cover to keep them attached to the helmet so I don't have to worry about the strap sliding around and so I can easily slide them up in between games. Attached to the NVG mount on my helmet, I have a generic GoPro NVG mount I got off eBay. It holds the camera well and gives a great perspective for gameplay videos. The GoPro I'm using is the Hero 10. This is a great action camera with plenty of features and great quality. I have replaced the battery door with one with a hole for the charging port I got off Amazon, so I can charge it without the battery falling out. Moving to my plate carrier, I'm using a Condor Sentry plate carrier in Coyote Brown. This was a great upgrade to my no-name eBay JPC. It has plastic buckles on the side with quick adjust straps instead of a Velcro cummerbund, making the vest much easier to put on and take off. I did have to sacrifice the quick adjust straps by sticking them in the molly tabs of my magazine pouches to keep them stable since they don't have enough space to sit side by side on the molly at the front, so they hang off the sides. These magazine pouches are Scorpion style rifle magazine pouches in black and tan. On two of them, I also have the Scorpion style 9mm magazine pouches also in black and tan. The rifle magazine pouches fit full-length magazines, but can also hold Talons and other half-length magazines fairly well too. The 9mm pouches can only fit half-length mags. This setup allows me to hold 3 full-length magazines or 5 half-length mags on my chest. On my right side strap, I have a small pouch which just holds my colored team markers and my phone for easy access if I need it, since my pants pockets can be a bit hard to get into with my belt on. The most striking piece of my loadout is probably the katana I have strapped onto my back. The scabbard is held in place by some random fabric loops with snap fasteners I've attached to the molly. The sword is a foam replica of Tanjiro's first sword from Demon Slayer that I got off Aliexpress. I liked this sword because it came with a scabbard and was cheap. Being completely honest, this thing is completely impractical and is only on my back because it looks cool. I can't even draw the sword comfortably or quickly without pulling it out bit by bit. If I actually plan to use the sword, I remove the scabbard before a game or draw the sword while respawning. My sling is a Coyote Brown MS2 Magpul sling. It can be set up as either a 1-point or 2-point sling, and also has an adjusting tab to easily make it looser or tighter if you set it up right. My gloves are usually a pair of Mechanics M-Packs I got from a hardware store ages ago. I also sometimes use a pair of Black Stealth tactical gloves from Black Tactical if I want a different look, or a pair of knockoff fingerless M-Packs in Coyote Brown and Black I got from Monkey Mods. My watch is a G-Shock GMA S130. Nice watch that's not too big and tells the time well. Not much to say about it. The other thing on my wrist is the GoPro the remote, and yes, the extra "the" is part of the name. It lets me control the GoPro's basic features without needing to take off my helmet, and is especially helpful to check if I'm recording or not so I don't end up turning it on to record a dart sweep instead of a game. My belt is a Condor Slim battle belt with a High Desert 24/7 Cobra tactical belt as an inner. I've got a 9mm Scorpion pouch and a Rifle Scorpion pouch on the left to hold a Dartzone Pro Mark II speed loader and a magazine for my primary respectively. I've also got a Condor Micro Dump pouch, which I only really use for dart sweeps since I prefer mag flipping empty mags into the stratosphere while reloading. I've also got a radio pouch that I use to hold an extra full-length mag. This isn't supposed to be quick access, and I usually move the mag to one of my other pouches while respawning or when I'm not being shot at. On the right side I have a double 40mm grenade pouch I use to hold Nerf pocket howlers, which are used as shield breakers at Sydney Nerf events. My holster is just a generic adjustable holster I got off eBay ages ago. It fits most pistol blasters such as the Mark II, Knockout, Grass Snake V2, Worker Hurricane, and Hammer Shot. I have modified the strap a little by removing one of the leg straps and shortening the belt strap. When playing at indoor fields, I'll have my T238 timed grenade hanging off my belt by the spool. It's fairly situational, and since it doesn't work well in outdoor fields, I only use it indoors. This setup allows me to carry 5 full-length magazines on my body with 1 in the blaster for a total of 6, or 6 half-length magazines with 1 in the blaster for a total of 7. My full-length mags of choice are the Worker 12-round P mags. These things are ridiculously tough and can handle the Mark III impacts directly into the floor they experience every event. For half-lengths, I use 18-round curved talons, however I almost always have at least one of them getting their follower spring tangled in the first round I use them in after firing 4 darts. I'm in the process of replacing them with the 15-round straight talons as they're more consistent. Since I don't play HVZ, my loadout is mainly tailored to shorter PvP games, which is why I don't carry a ridiculous number of mags. If I do run out of ammo in a game, which is usually in game modes like King of the Hill, my sword is sufficient enough to keep me in the fight. You might have noticed that I have Japanese numbers on my mags. I highly recommend numbering your magazines in some way so you can easily identify which mag you're using if you run into an issue and can see if the same mag tends to have issues. Thanks to this trick, I know that extended talons 1 and 7 commonly get tangled, and talon 4 has a weaker follower spring. You might be wondering why I chose to use Japanese characters to number my mags, and that's because it's another feature that differentiates my mags from others, and also because I'm a goddamn weeb. Now for the stars of the show, my blasters. Starting off with my most used primary, my modified HK416 Strife. It's been rewired for a 3S LiPo with a 40mm daybreak cage and Neo Rhinos. This gets around 140 to 150 FPS with full-length workers. I've also got a Jace 3D extended mag release, Blaster Tech grip extension, and a Kelly Industries expanded battery door, which I've slightly modified to have a bit more battery space with a metal worker thumb screw. Attached to the Strife is an orange 3D printed XSW HK416 body kit. I've removed the iron sight that was attached to the mock gas block since it didn't lock into place and flopped around a lot, and swapped out the included CQB stock with an F10 555 buffer tube with a Magpul CTR stock in Coyote Brown. The CTR stock also has a quick release sling mount on the right side. On the top rail, I have a set of HK416 iron sights, a replica EOTech in tan, a Magpul sling mount, and a small 3D printed sling mount that I used to hang my 416 keychain on. The foregrip is a Magpul MOE grip in Coyote Brown, and I've got a replica PEC box on the side that has a flashlight, red laser, and green LED modes, though it's only there for looks as I don't even have the battery in it. The mock suppressor is just a worker suppressor I painted orange, which I should probably repaint sometime. I know in the last loadout video, I said I'd make an updated overview video on this blaster, but I think this should suffice. I do think I've pushed this blaster as far as it can go, as most kits that can push the FPS higher aren't compatible with the HK416 kit, and I refuse to remove it. One of the projects I'm currently working on will be the successor to this blaster with hopefully higher FPS. If I feel like using a different flywheeler, I have my Meeker Mark 30 Griffin Vault. It's still the same internally, so if you want a more in-depth look on this blaster, check out my overview video. I did however reprint my trigger and swapped out the paper clip I was using for the gear pin to a brass dowel and the trigger return spring with a much longer one, which has solved the reliability issues. For when I need more range, I got my modified Worker Prophecy. This hasn't changed since my last loadout video, so I won't be going over its internals again. I may swap the 20N spring for a 25N and reinforce the stock in the future to increase the FPS. I also have the Sydney Nerf Edition SBL by Gavin Fuzzy that I won during Sydney Nerf's quarantine competition. It's hitting sub 180, so it's good for indoor fields, but I do need to reprint some parts as it has a poor air seal which affects its reliability. My sidearm is usually a Dartzone Pro Mark II with no internal modifications. Its performance is pretty sufficient without any. I do use the barrel attachment as the balance of the blaster feels weird without it. I still have my brass barrel TKO, which hasn't changed since the overview video, but it has been made obsolete by the Mark II. For close quarters or when I'm using a shield, I use a modified Ultra 2. It has the 9-shot full-length cylinder and flywheel cage from Blastertech, running Neo Rhinos and smooth black worker wheels on 3S. I did have to put a bit of tape in each cylinder as there isn't much friction between the cylinders and worn darts, which cause them to slide into the flywheels and causes the rotation mech to get stuck. It's not a blaster, but since I mentioned it, I should show it as well. This is our homemade ride shield made from polycarbonate, MDF, and those oh shit handles you can get for cars. Knowing me, this loadout video will probably become outdated in a few months, like how my last 2 loadout videos became outdated shortly after I uploaded them. I already have 2 blaster projects in progress and a blaster recently delivered at the time of recording this video, and those will get videos on their own when they're ready. Gear-wise, I may be changing out a few things in the future. The first thing I'll probably end up changing is the mag pouches. The Scorpions are great since they can hold both full-length and half-length mags, saving me from changing setups when swapping blasters, but I don't like how I have to sacrifice the quick adjust tabs of the Condor Sentry to have all 3 of them in front of my plate carrier. Since I may end up retiring my Strife in the future, I won't even need to carry full lengths anymore, so I'll probably just get a set of mag pouches specifically for half lengths. I may also upgrade the foam pads on the inside of my helmet to ones that are more comfortable, but those aren't that high on the priority list. I'm also looking at trying out a pair of goggles that attach directly to the helmet to replace the snowboarding goggles, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to fit my glasses under them. Other additions in the future will probably just be morale patches that I like, or a pair of those helmet cat ears for the memes, and to kind of offset the heavy tactical look of my loadout a bit. Well, that's it for this video. Sorry that this 500 subscriber special got delayed so long. I was pretty busy with other stuff, and then I had to wait for a few orders to get delivered before I made this video so it wouldn't be immediately outdated. I've also just been procrastinating a lot. Once again, thank you for supporting me this far. I've got plenty of videos planned, so feel free to stick around and hit that notification bell if you'd like. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.